Well, hello and good morning, and welcome back. Welcome back to my delightful art channel. Um, Today I will be drawing a fox. I've been requested to draw a fox by Natalie. Natalie is the lady who's bought lots of my ACEOs and has put them all over her wall in some kind of mini gallery, which you can see on Instagram. I posted up a few pictures of it. So today we're doing a fox. If you want to do a fox, let's draw a fox. Okay, so we are going to attempt to draw a fox. A fox. And foxes are beautiful things to draw. If you haven't drawn a fox, definitely go and draw a fox. Because one of the beautiful things about a fox is that there is the sweet, delightful side of a fox. And then there is the sneaky side of a fox. And you got that beautiful both sides of a character, which is so gorgeous when you actually get into it. You can really draw something really kind of sneaky and nasty, or you can get in there and draw something really sweet and beautiful with these big wispy tail. And I'm not quite sure which way we are going to go today. Oh, I do know that Natalie seems to choose the kind of the little kind of more kind of sneaky, nasty kind of character. So maybe we'll go that way. But let's get into it. It has been a little while, so I will be a little bit shaky on my toes. But let's see how we get on. Let's find my little brush, and let's get into a nice start. Something with a little bit of an edge to it. I'm going to keep that quite close because I do want to do more of that in a minute. And I've got, oh, a lovely start. Lovely. Absolutely lovely. I'm a very big fan of the fox. And I have drawn a fox before, as you've probably seen in my other videos. I do quite like that kind of mystery side of a fox. Is he nice? Is he not? And it does give you a lovely kind of character. They generally come out really lovely, and I hope this will be a lovely one for Natalie. I hope. Natalie's bought quite a few of my artworks over the years and has done quite a lovely display on her in her house of a lot of the artworks over the years. It's been really quite beautiful. And now with the recent ACO fashion thing that's been going on, she's also kind of bought a few of those and tried to do something with the new kind of trend. And I call it a trend because that seems to be what it is. It seems to be some kind of you get them now and again. Somebody will just say, oh, this is amazing, and then all of a sudden 50,000 people are latched onto it, and it's a very good thing. That it's sometimes it's nice to kind of shake everybody up a little bit about, all right, new format, let's do this. And I do remember there was a craze a long while back which didn't seem to hang, which was the those kind of digital ones. Do you remember? I don't think they really got much although it did end up to be a lot of scams at one point. Everybody was saying, oh, don't go to those digital cards because everybody's scamming everybody. And again, the foxes have got these lovely little pin teeth that I do enjoy drawing my pin teeth. Now I have been working kind of quite a lot on new stuff again. It's always a great thing to be an artist and have these new ideas that come through your mind. And lots of book ideas and such, which I love. I really do love the whole kind of working on a book idea and never really kind of getting tired with that. I always kind of feel there's an energy in me for such of books, and I've been doing a lot of different formats as well, also trying to keep the interest in, the ACOs being one of them, but I've also been doing some of the bigger ones. I do really rather enjoy the bigger formats. This is just a tiny little A4 to kind of get me kind of back into the swing of it, really, more than anything. Now, I kind of like the idea of having some of his sneaky theft going on in there. And of course, the fox likes to steal chickens. So let's get a nice chicken in there somewhere. He's not looking too worried because he seems to be more confused than anything. It's like, is this fox taking me to a party or is it going to eat me? You know? Again, I also did a lot of chickens. Because on the ACOs, I mean, it seems like a lot of chickens sold. I don't know what the kind of love and obsession with chickens is, but great. You know, everybody has a subject. I wasn't really prepared for so much love for the chicken, but hey, whatever. His hands like hugging this chicken. These little claws. Now this is also a kind of like a little bit of what I've been saying. If you don't draw regular, and since I've had my eye problems, you do lose a little bit of that fluidity, you know. I do find that whereas before I wouldn't really be thinking about where my pen is going, right now I'm kind of thinking, well, where's the body? Where's the, you know, whereas usually I'm just flying through things, you know. So the whole kind of rest period, although it's good for my kind of health and my eyes and my everything, it's not really a great thing for your drawing. It really isn't. But it will come back very quickly. I just kind of feel like I draw so much that it kind of becomes something you almost do naturally after a while. It's like, you know, you kind of know where everything's going to be. So, which is a beautiful thing. It really is. It's you know, I do kind of see like those kind of sports people that are always running or always doing some kind of sport to keep their muscles into such perfect condition. And it's a little bit like this. It's like the more you are drawing and the more you are kind of feeling your artwork. Oh, the nib beginning to fall out. And you do find that. You do find that with your own kind of drawing. Now I've got... And I also find that when I haven't drawn for a while, I do kind of get into this habit of drawing not the same thing, but the same subject. I find like, if, like, for example, now I'm drawing a fox, I do find like, yes, I'm happy with that, but I'm not happy with this, and I'm happy with, but not, you know, and it gets a lot of kind of things kind of moving in your mind, and you do kind of think, wow, maybe I should draw another fox. Maybe I should draw another fox with a chicken. And you kind of get into delightful kind of habits, as you would probably see with, like, you know, someone like Van Gogh with his chairs or something, you know. You find out that he's actually painted like 18 chairs or something like that. Why, some people ask? Well, because you're maybe not as happy with that version of the chair that you did before. And it does kind of get that artistic mind kind of racing into this thing of, was it good enough? Should I do another one? I could do it better. And you do that kind of playing around game. And if Natalie is very pleased with this one, I'll paint it up. Lovely. Kind of running over the mountain there. And I hope you've been busy. I hope you've been drawing all this time that I've been away. I hope you've been still going through some of the old videos and seeing what's been going on. Seeing some of the ones you've missed. And I'm sure, since there is almost 4,000 videos there at the moment, there's lots that you have missed. I'm quite sure of that. And for those people who continue to donate to the channel, thank you so much. You do keep things moving. And also for those people that buy my books and such, that basically keep this channel ticking. You know, it keeps us alive. It keeps us, with all the books that you buy and the donations and stuff like that, you basically pay for all the paper and ink and stuff like that. And that's all that the money is spent on. It is only spent on ink and paper. Or I should say inks and paper. Maybe a little bit of paint when I'm in the mood. Which I have to do more of. I know I have to do more of. I know people have asked me to do more of. And I shall get back into doing more of the kind of coloured. I know that it's desperately needed in the shop also. More and more people are asking about coloured artworks. And so they should, you know. I think it's nice to have a fan base, if you want to call it a fan base, that are demanding, you know, like, we want more color stuff, we want more prints, we want more books, and that kind of keeps every artist on their toes, and that's a beautiful thing. It's very, 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 very exciting to know how well loved the channel is. And the things that we do in that channel. Right, how are we feeling with that? Good. The chicken still looks rather shocked. What's going on? And that is our delightful fox. And I hope you have really enjoyed today's little drawing. And these are on A4. And I hope that it gets you back into watching some of the videos. Because there's 4,000, like I said. There's 4,000 videos there. And I would love to hear from you. I would love to get a comment. I'd love to know where you're from. And tell me what you think about today's fox. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you for coming back. Thank you for your support. And thank you just for being you. Okay? I love how different you all are. I love that. I love some of the comments. Some people write me like a book. And then some people just like one word. So there we have it. There is our fox for today who is running away with a lovely chicken. Who knows what he's going to do with this chicken? Is he going to have a cup of tea with him? Is he going to eat him? Is he going to take him out to dinner in some posh restaurant? Who knows? But that will be what you can tell me in the comments. You can come back and tell me what you think this fox is going to do with this chicken. So, thank you very much. I will see you back here for some more drawing very, very, very soon. Thank you for coming back. I love you all. See you soon. Bye-bye.